Did you know that one of the leading causes of depression in American adults over 25 is dry pork chops? Well, sadly, it's true. But you can cure this porcine perpetrated pain with a simple stuffing and citrusy fruit and fennel salad. Now, who's ready to pig out on that? Let's get started by taking a couple tablespoons of butter and tossing them in a skillet over medium heat. We'll go ahead and finely dice one rib of celery and get that into the skillet. I just want to acknowledge that at some point during filming this video, my fly came open, and you know what? I'm not tossing out 2 hours of footage just so I don't have to wear my shame on the internet. So, anyways. Next up, we'll grab an apple and slice that and dice that into nice little bite-sized pieces, and we'll add that to our party into the skillet. We're just going to cook this for about 4 to 5 minutes until these veggies get nice and softened. Final addition will be 1 shallot, which I'm just going to roughly chop and throw into the skillet. We'll of course want to season this up with salt and fresh cracked black pepper, as we always do. And then once those veggies are nice and softened, I'm adding in about 1 cup of a pre-seasoned herb stuffing mix. You know the kind, you can buy it in the supermarket. And toast those off for about a minute or so and let them soak up that butter. And then finally I'm going to add about 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup of chicken stock just to moisten this stuffing mix. You just want to add a little bit at a time until you get to the texture that you're looking for. It should be moist, but there shouldn't be actual visible liquid puddling up anywhere. There, that looks just about perfect. Now we need something to stuff this into, and I am grabbing some thick cut bone-in pork chops here. I'm going to cut off any excess fat on the outside. And then very carefully using a sharp paring knife here, I am going to create a pocket by inserting the knife all the way from one side all the way down to the bone, and then just slicing left and right inside of the chop, opening up a cavity while trying not to create too big of a gash or opening on the outside. There, that looks just about perfect. Use your finger or fingers to get in there and make sure you've created a sufficient cavity for your stuffing. And then we will go ahead and begin to stuff. Use a spoon and a few fingers and just really work this stuff in. Make sure you fill that entire cavity very thoroughly. It may feel a little dirty and gross, but you know what? That's what soap and water's for. So get in there and stuff those chops to their gills. Or, well, they don't have gills, but you know what I mean. By the way, this recipe makes enough for 4 large pork chops. Once you've got them all stuffed, take a couple tablespoons of olive oil, pop them into a skillet over medium-high heat, and I'm just doing 2 chops here at a time, one for me and one for the hubby. We'll go ahead and season those up generously with salt and pepper and give them a nice sear for 4 to 5 minutes on one side. And then, once they are nice and golden brown on one side, I'm going to give them a flip and pop them into a 400-degree oven for about 12 to 15 minutes, or until they are just cooked through. You're looking for about 140 to 145 degrees for pork. We don't want to overdo it. It's already dead, so don't kill it anymore. And finally, I will add that you could use a little toothpick, as you see I have there, if you want to make sure that you don't have that stuffed pocket open up too much on you in the oven. That 12 to 15 minute window is just enough time for us to make a delightful apple fennel salad. So squeeze the juice of half a lemon into a bowl, get rid of the seeds, splash in a couple tablespoons of red wine or apple cider vinegar, about 3 tablespoons of a good quality extra virgin olive oil, a tablespoon of honey mustard, and season that with salt and pepper. Give it a thorough mix and taste and adjust the acidity and seasoning to your desire. Go ahead and set that aside. It's more than we need, but I love having homemade vinaigrettes on hand in the fridge. It'll keep for up to a week. Just make sure you cover it. Next up, we're going to take 1 stalk of fennel. We'll go ahead and cut the fronds off. We'll quarter the bulb and core it, and then just take your good sharp knife and cut that into matchsticks or juliennes. You could use a mandolin for this, but honestly I didn't feel like getting any more kitchen equipment dirty. I'm going to go ahead and cut up 1 more apple into matchsticks as well. And then I'm going to take about half a bag of pre-shredded cabbage. If you really want to go all out and shred your own, go for it. Maybe about 1/4 head of small green cabbage. I'll dice up a few of the fennel fronds for that dark green color, and then just mix everything together. By the way, guys, as always, the exact ingredients, or roughly exact ingredients and steps to make this will be down below in the description. We need to go ahead and dress this salad right away. We don't want those apples turning brown on us, so add in a little bit of your mustard lemon vinaigrette and give everything a thorough toss to combine. I love the flavors of this. You get that sweetness and tartness from the apple and lemon, the sweetness of the honey, and that nice anise flavor from the fennel. It's a really great salad with just about any cut of meat. We have our beautifully seared pork chops here, so it's time to plate everything up. You want to build yourself a nice pile of this vibrant fresh salad on a plate, and then lay down one of your perfectly cooked and stuffed chops. And I'm going to keep this simple with a little garnish of some fennel fronds. You could drizzle a little bit more of your vinaigrette over that nicely cooked chop as well if you'd like. So, as I said, this salad has a wonderful combination of flavors. It is so fresh and vibrant. Would go great with any piece of grilled or baked meat. I just love that nice spiciness from the fennel that just ties everything together. This pork chop is succulent. It is so tender, so moist. That stuffing kept the inside nice and moist, and it played a double role of absorbing all those wonderful pork juices as the chops cooked. I'm telling you, dry pork sucks, and this is the exact opposite of that. It is so flavorful and succulent. You've definitely got to give it a try. You could totally stuff this with other things as well, like wild rice, or use different fruits, maybe some raisins or dried cranberries. You've definitely got to give this technique a try. Hope you'll make it and let me know what you think. As always, go make something delicious.